Today I'm going to analyze how the US is portrayed in the film Outsourced using Hofstad's six cultural dimensions. Hofstad's framework helps explain how cultural values influence workplace behavior and communication styles. As we see in the film, cultural differences play a major role in how business decisions are made and how people interact professionally. So I'll go through each of the six dimensions one by one and explain how the US is represented. To start, let's look at power distance. The US is portrayed as heavily of having low power distance, which means there is less emphasis in strict hierarchy and more expectations of equality between employees and management. For example, when Todd finds out his department is being outsourced, he openly questions the decisions and expresses frustration. He doesn't just quietly accept what upper management says. This shows that in American culture, employees often feel uncomfortable challenging authority and speaking up. Communication tends to be more informal and direct, which reflects low power distance. Moving on to the second dimension, individualism versus collectivism. The US is clearly shown as highly individualistic. American culture strongly values independence and personal achievement. At the beginning of the film, Todd is mainly focused on protecting his own job and career. His reaction centers around how outsourcing affects him personally. The company also prioritizes profit and efficiency over employee loyalty. This emphasis on personal success and individual goals reflect a highly individualistic culture. Next, we have uncertainty avoidance. The US appears to have low to moderate uncertainty avoidance, meaning it is relatively comfortable with risk and change. The company quickly decides to outsource operations overseas to cut costs, even though it creates uncertainty for employees. This willingness to make bold business decisions and adapt to global markets suggests that American businesses culture is flexible and open to new opportunities, even when they involve risk. Now, looking at masculinity versus femininity, the US is portrayed as a highly masculine culture. In Hofstede's terms, this means that culture values competition, achievement, and measurable success. Throughout the film, there is a strong focus on productivity, efficiency, and meeting performance targets. Todd is under pressure to improve call center metrics and ensure profitability. Success is defined by results and numbers rather than employee relationships or emotional well being. This competitive mindset reflects a masculine culture. As we continue, the fifth dimension is long-term versus short-term orientation. The film portrays the U.S. as more short-term oriented. The outsourcing decision is primarily made to achieve immediate cost savings and increase short-term profits. There isn't much discussion about long-term employee stability or maintaining local jobs. The company focuses on quick financial gains, which aligns with short-term orientation. Finally, we have indulgence versus resistance. The US is shown as highly indulgent culture, meaning it values personal freedom, self-expression, and enjoyment of life. American communication in the film is more casual and direct compared to more structured norms shown in India. The contrast between lifestyles also highlights greater emphasis on individual choices and consumer culture in the US. This reflects a society that allows people more freedom to express themselves. So, overall, based on outsourced, the US is portrayed as low in power distance, highly individualistic, comfortable with uncertainty. Uncertainty, competitive and achievement focused, short-term oriented, and indulgent. All of these traits influence how Americans communicate in professional settings. The film really highlights why understanding cultural differences is so important in global business environment, especially when people from different cultural backgrounds are working together. Thank you.